when I got out of bed this morning, you ever see like a baby giraffe right when they're born, how they walk? That's how I was like.
Oh my gosh.
I can't unsee that now.
Hello, welcome back to Showboys. You're probably wondering why there was just abrupt end to last week, and you'll never know.
Sopranos on you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're back. This time we are going to be covering our What's Playing Awards. We're going to be going over all of our favorite video game stuff from 2024, and we're also going to review the gaming goals we set for ourselves at the beginning of the year, see how we did, and then set some new ones for 2025. But before we get started, got to shout out top tier patrons Tim B, Yusuf H, Joe C, and all of our other patrons. You guys are awesome. If you're wondering what Patreon is or how you could support the podcast, over patreon.com/showboyspodcast. Check it out. 4 tiers from $1 all the way up to $10. They all have different perks and benefits. So go check it out. Sign up today. You get access, early unedited access to episodes, monthly exclusive Patreon only episodes, things like that. Check it out. Patreon.com/showboyspodcast. Sign up today. Nick is here with us tonight.
Hey.
Unlike last night. You've recovered from your Wendigoon level headache, we see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's all I could think about last night when I was considering coming on here or not, because I was like, this really feels like that headache. And I remember how unbearable that was.
Yeah.
Like that you have memory of a headache.
Yeah.
Feels like that headache
it's
I had
etched in
3
my
years
brain.
ago.
Oh, it's horrible. Oh, my God. Worst headache ever. This was right up there with it.
Well, just glad you're doing better.
Yeah, thank you.
Glad you could be here with us. I tried my best to read your awards from last night. A lot of Masters of the Air and Dune 2 love.
It's the only things I can remember. Actually, I was trying to think, and I was like, man, remembering past 6 months ago was really hard. It's almost like 2024 was 2 separate years in my brain of time. But as soon as I remembered by looking at some of our episodes, I'm like, oh yeah, those 2 things happened. That's it. I was like,
dude,
what looks better than
same.
Dune?
Yeah.
And like that cast on Master of the Air was amazing. Like, Mike, you remember that? So
of course,
I was like, I can't argue with that.
Yeah, I couldn't either. Yeah, the Fortress winning best performance. It's a great choice, Nick. It's a great choice,
dude. You Nick, you'd be so disappointed in me. Well, I guess you did it too. I totally basically snubbed House of the Dragon on everything. Because I forgot about it.
Whoops.
Totally forgot it happened this year.
Yeah.
So I had the same, and even with some of my games, like some of these games, I'm like, I played that was this year.
Oh.
It feels like it was like 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, the Max. That would have been the Max winner. Duh.
Yeah. And I think I put
True.
I think I put The Outsider, which is like an old show that I just have to watch.
Gross.
We messed that up. Yeah, what happened to House of the Dragon? I forgot about that.
Oh,
That was
apparently it wasn't that good.
You guys failed.
No, it was great. That's how long ago I thought I've talked to Chad. Was like House of the Dragon was literally 2023.
That was the last time I was on.
Yeah. 2024 was a big year.
Yeah, it was. It was. Chad's back. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm great.
Yeah. Dad?
Yeah.
Huh?
What's
Awesome.
new, Dad? And new tattoos?
No new tattoos.
Okay.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's just jump right into it because we've got a lot to cover tonight. We're going to start out with the best single player game that we played in 2024. So actually, like I did last night, I'll go ahead and just read all the categories that we are looking at for the What's Playing Awards. Excuse me. Sorry. Nice throat clear. Into
Gotta get that throat clear out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. Jared would be proud. Yes, we have the best single player game, the best multiplayer game, the best mobile game, Best Steam Deck game, PS5 game, Xbox game, Switch game, PC game, the best gaming device, the breakout game, the biggest flop, the most slept on game, the most overrated game, and of course, game of the year. So quite a few categories to get through. And of course, we have our Discord member picks to go through too. So we'll kick it off from the top. Best single player game. Nick, since you're with us, why don't you start us off with your nominees and then your winner?
Oh, nominees.
If you have nominees.
No, I just went straight for the gold on all these.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it's a mix. But really, I guess I have two nominees for best single player game. Really, it was between Horizon Forbidden West and Hogwarts Legacy. And for reasons as you'll see as this unfolds, I thought it was fair to award the best single player game to Hogwarts Legacy because there is just something super, pun intended, magical about playing that game as a single player game. Like, I don't know, like I really feel sucked into that game to the point where I don't really care about anyone's opinion about it. I don't care about anything except my experience in that game. Like, that's how consuming it is, and I want to keep it that way. Whereas like Forbidden West, I love talking to people about it. I love talking chat about it. I like seeing how much that game can do for like not just myself, but like the entire everyone that loves that game, and I want to promote that game, and everyone should play it. But Hogwarts Legacy, I could care less. Like, I just enjoy that game very selfishly. So, best single player game, hands down.
Nice.
That's a good pick because when we get to the goals later on, you'll see it shows up in my goals. I need to get back to that game because I really did enjoy it. It wasn't because I didn't like the game. And some of the spells you cast in that game are like stunningly beautiful. Like the reconstruction one where you like build this, like it's so cool.
Yeah.
And then I just fired up Forbidden West like after I got done playing Red Dead, and that game is like, it looks significantly better than it did when it came out. Like, it's all patched up and good to go now. So I'd love to play New Game Plus on that. Did find out, didn't actually beat that game. I'm on the very last mission. So
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Messed
Chad,
up your gaming goals.
Yeah, there you go. Why don't you go next, Chad?
So this year was kind of a slow year for me for games. But I do have plenty of nominees, but Red Dead Redemption 2 did eat up a good chunk of like 6 months of my life this year. So best single player games, I have Black Myth Wukong. This is a game that came out right around the time that I was playing Red Dead. So it's a game that I started and played like a quarter of, but it is a fantastic game that I really need to get back to. I got to give credit where credit is due because it's like a little indie studio and Chinese indie studio that came up with the game, and it's stunning. Rise of the Ronin, which is Team Ninja's open world samurai game. Yeah, dude, I ate that shit up. I played like 170 hours or something like that. It was my second game down on my wrap up on the PlayStation wrap up thing that they send you.
Hell yeah.
Under Red Dead, of course. And then Persona 3 Reload. And I have to give it to Persona 3 Reload. It's a dream game of mine. I pitched it here on the podcast as one of the remake things that we were going to do. It literally was a dream come true that game came out. So it's a no-brainer for me to give it to Persona 3 Reload.
Nice.
Jinx. Father, did you play video games this year?
He just bought them.
No, that's me.
I did do a little bit of that this year.
You buy quantities cheaply. He buys fewer full tag price.
Yeah.
No, that's not completely true. I do like my discounted games from certain websites.
It's a problem.
It's a sickness, help.
It really is.
Please.
Why don't start?
It's
it's just like you never know when you might want to play it, and it's only $1.29.
And you've got a huge library of games that you can. Hey, whatever you're feeling. You know, you've got
Exactly.
this, you've got
Never
that.
And you know
do.
what? You don't even have to install it, so it's not like it's taking up space on your computer.
Right.
And then what happens is it never actually gets installed.
It's
So
just
it
glitch.
never
It just
actually
never-
takes up space.
I've actually had to remove games from my PC because I had so much.
Anyways,
Okay. I really didn't play a whole lot. I mean, I think it was like more towards the end of the year that I started playing games. But my single player nominees, Final Fantasy VII Remake, finally got into that.
nice.
Super fun. Nine Souls
I
Oh,
want to play that really bad.
I want to play that so bad, dude. It
It's-
looks so good.
is very good.
My youngest son is obsessed with Hollow Knight, and that looks just like Hollow Knight. So I was
Yeah.
like, dude, you have got to get this.
It's very good. I can't recommend it enough.
And I think it has like a deflecting, like Sekiro style deflecting. Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
It will absorb your time.
Yeah.
Chad's visibly drooling right now.
I'm pretty sure I told you about that, like right when I got it, like that. I
Yeah,
thought
you did,
would like it.
Yeah.
The fighting is a lot of fun, and it does have a lot of Hollow Knight-esque mechanics, which is cool.
Yeah.
I also wrote down Prince of Persia: Lost Crown,
hmm
Nice.
Fallout 1, because of Fallout. I had to get
Nice.
it again.
Fallout 1. Wow.
Yeah, going way back.
Going back, yeah.
Yeah.
Moonstone Island.
No, Venom would
And-
be proud.
Yes. I put that on here because for him. And then Project Zomboid
Ah.
for reasons.
Oh, Patrick.
And my I would probably give it it's tough. But I'd probably give it the Nine Souls.
Nice.
Oh boy.
That's
Oh,
one
boy.
I've had on my wish list for a very long time, and I'm just waiting because it does look really cool. I mean, Sekiro as a cat.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, I love like watching Roman play Hollow Knight. I think it's visually beautiful and it looks a lot like that with like a Chinese or Japanese flair to it. So right up my alley.
Master the art of deflection.
That's awesome. Gonna have to definitely keep a closer eye on that one. My nominees, I have 4. And if you remember my color coding system from last week's episode, these are all blue. I have not chosen my winner yet. This is an on the spot
boy.
decision. But we have The Pale Beyond, which I think outside of Dad, we all generally enjoyed in some capacity.
What are we talking about?
The Pale Beyond.
Ugh.
I'm still the pale god.
Yeah,
I'm still
Right, yeah.
you still haven't.
traumatized.
Yeah, he hasn't changed his little subtitle there since we played it. Shout out, go check out the Patreon series. Pretty in-depth coverage of that. A fun game that I played. I started not in 2024 on the Switch. Played for like a half hour and had to put it down. Like, did not enjoy it at all. But then purchased for a couple dollars legitimately through Steam, not through shady websites, Dad. And then replayed on the Steam Deck and absolutely loved it. This game is called Iron Tales, which is basically
I'm sorry.
Dark-
I'm sorry. I have to stop you because you said something about shady websites, and then Dad immediately put the price of 9 souls on CD keys in our chat right after he said whatever.
Whatever,
The
dude.
timing there, the timing
Yeah,
there just
that's
freaking
hilarious.
got me, dude.
Because you caught
All the
him.
timing, man.
It's almost like when someone's like, "What are you doing over there? Watching porn?" And you're like, "Oh, good."
No,
Yeah.
No,
No.
no.
definitely
He's
not.
at work, just like all F4. It's like, no.
Oh,
Yeah. But yeah, this game is called Iron Tales. And it's basically like Dark Souls, but you play as a rat prince trying to take back his kingdom from the rat's mortal enemies, the toads.
Looks like Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah, cool art style.
Yeah.
It's a very fun game, very cool story. Loved it. If you can pick that up for a couple bucks, like it's an amazing Steam Deck play. Loved it. Another amazing Steam Deck play, Dave the Diver. Can't say enough about this game.
we know.
Roguelike, where you dive into a procedurally generated lagoon and catch fish until you die, and or call the boat to come get you, and then you use said fish as ingredients for the sushi bar that you operate at night. And it's this game blew my mind because I had no expectations for it. And every couple hours, it added a new mechanic that I didn't think it even needed, but the mechanic elevated the game to another level every single time. Amazing game. And then Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, another roguelike. Bullet Heaven, I think, is the correct term for this. Because there's Bullet Hell and Bullet Heaven. I believe Bullet Heaven is the one where the bullets are coming from you and you don't have to like dodge bullets coming at you. I think that's the difference between those.
Yep.
Very fun game. Loved it a lot. Also great on Steam Deck. But man, I'm gonna have to. I want to give it to Dave the Diver. But
Bob the Builder.
I
That's what I
think I got to give this to Pale Beyond. Honestly, I mean
What?
that was a great game. That was a super fun game, super intense and stressful game. Reminded me a lot of the tension I had while playing Darkest Dungeon. Actually, funnily enough, that you brought that up, Nick. It's just one of those games where it was very stressful, and by the time I got to the end and beat it, I felt like I actually accomplished something because I didn't accomplish it the first time I tried, and almost didn't accomplish it the second time when we played through it for Patreon. But yeah, interesting story, gorgeous art. Yeah, crazy game. You should check it out, Pale Beyond. That would be my best single player game of
Don't
2024.
sleep on it.
That's right. That's right.
I wish I would have.
Yeah, Dad's no longer playing games for Patreon series with us anymore.
Done.
Our Discord member picks Winter Jam. He picked Horizon Zero Dawn, not Forbidden West.
Nice. Even
Yeah.
better.
Venom picked King Arthur: A Knight's Tale, which was a pretty good game. I think I'm halfway through it. We were kind of playing that in tandem and talking about it. Fun game. Jared from Play Along Podcast, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. They actually did a season of Play Along Podcast on that game. So if you're interested in that, you can go check out Play Along Podcast. Anthony from Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, Balatro. And that is going to be a recurring theme for Anthony tonight.
Xbox game, only one he's played.
Yeah. Ben from the Dragoon Effect Podcast, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. Yeah, Discord picks for best single player game. Let's move on to the best multiplayer game. Dad, did you play any multiplayer games this year?
I
Sure did.
Okay, I've got Marvel Rivals,
Okay.
Helldivers 2, and Lethal Company.
Yeah.
Lethal Company is such an outrageous game. So much fun. Kids and I play it. But ever since Rivals came out, it's kind of like taken over everything. So every time they're over, we're playing hours worth of Marvel Rivals. So I'm giving it to Marvel Rivals because it was a surprise for me. Like I didn't know what to expect, and it's a lot like Overwatch. And I did not get into that game at all. I did not like it. So I don't know if it's because it's Marvel characters that I like it. Possibly. I'm okay with that. But it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm actually decent at it, surprisingly.
Nice.
But yeah, dude, it's a crazy fun time. And it's a good like the kids like it. So we play it together, and it makes that even more enjoyable too. So
Yeah.
it's fun.
Well, it is multiplayer game, of the year. So good that you enjoy playing it with people. That's always a box to check off for this category.
So I mean, it was really between the three of them. But yeah, Marvel Rivals takes it.
No, that's so cool that you play it with your kids, and like when you talk about playing stuff with Brady or Roman, just like, man, that's awesome. I can't wait to do stuff like that. The girls are showing like interesting games, and like our middle Carson, she definitely has way more interest than Peyton, but Peyton does too. But yeah, like playing Princess Peach Showtime and stuff, and like really getting into it. They just got what's the Sonic game that just recently came out that has like all of the older games like in one game? I don't know. I'm doing a terrible job. It's like Sonic All Stars or something like that.
Yeah.
They started getting into that, and it's been fun to watch them try to learn how to play. But yeah, Chad, best multiplayer game. It's right up your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Right. Totally up my wheelhouse. I play a ton of multiplayer games all year long. I actually did play 2 this year, though, shockingly.
You
one
shocked
of them,
I remember
doesn't
the first
count.
one.
Do you?
Well, I don't know if it's the first
you
one,
do.
but I remember one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe you do. I hope I remembered it.
It'd be hilarious if you forgot.
The first one is, and this is like a caveat, it's college football, EA Sports college football. Played a crap ton of that with Brady this year. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's finally a college football game back. It plays awesome. It's totally different than Madden. Feels great.
Oh, nice.
I think they did an awesome job with it. And it's just nice that this year, when Ohio State lost to Michigan, we got to get onto college football and whoop their asses. Whereas last year I had to jump through a lot of hoops to get that. I had to like download rosters on Madden and make teams and all kinds of stuff. I was able to just hop on and do it this time.
Nice.
So yeah, super happy that they're finally back on the college football bandwagon. And then the other one is Call of Duty, which I actually played.
I remember you talking about that.
Is that
one.
it? Yeah.
Yep.
I played a good chunk of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 this year. It's the first Call of Duty that I've played probably since Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare 2. So it's been a hot minute since I played any kind of multiplayer stuff, and I ate it up, dude. The gunplay in any Call of Duty game is always unmatched. Like there's no game that plays and is as snappy and responsive as Call of Duty, and it still holds true. My skills did start to develop back a little bit, which was nice. So I got to give it to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, even though it didn't come out this year. I did play a hefty amount of it this year.
Nice.
Nice.
And like we said last episode and last year and the year before that, game or movie or show doesn't necessarily have to have been released in 2024, just as long as you've played it in 2024. So yeah, you're not breaking any rules, man.
Nope.
Nick, multiplayer game.
Oh man, I played 1 month of multiplayer game, and it is the same game for the past 4 years in a row. Returning champ, Valheim, multiplayer game of the year in my house.
Hey, that's not true. You played Return to Moria. That's a multiplayer game.
It's far from the multiplayer game of the year, though. So
that is true. That's true.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay. So what put Valheim back up on top again. Well, I guess not
it's
back up on
Valheim.
top. It's never left.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the only multiplayer game I play ever at all. Really. Even when I played, I'm hardly multiplayering.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's a
it
perfect
wins-
just-
single player, multiplayer combo.
yeah, it wins by technicality because
Yeah, it wins by technicality.
technically
so
our server is co-op. So
co-op. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I play multiplayer games at
That's
all.
fair. I mean, the Valheim's awesome. So
Yeah.
Did you get into any of the new Valheim stuff like Ashlands or
No.
no?
No.
Nice. That's all right. I haven't even
Because
gotten
I
to,
played
like-
because per Steam I completely forgot I played Valheim this year. Apparently I played a decent bit of it. And
it was all the
February.
beginning of the year
Yeah.
for me too.
yeah,
I didn't even realize it, and it took up a significant chunk on my Steam like wrapped thing.
yeah. Like somehow it made it
like,
on
what?
there. It was number 2, I think, number 2 or
Yeah.
3, with like 11%
Yeah.
of my time.
Just never
Um,
goes away.
And the month was all in 1 month.
Same. It was
so-
probably the same month. We probably were playing it together.
We were about to play it again in February here.
Yeah, that's right. It's about to be Valheim time. Those mines aren't going to mine themselves.
Yeah,
all right.
Mike.
Fair enough. My nominees for multiplayer game of 2024, Windblown. I tinkered with that, however, never actually got to play with anyone. Not pointing any
Aw.
fingers or anything, but somebody got it for me, and then we never actually played it together.
Wow.
Um,
Who would have that? Someone bought you a game. Who here buys people games to play?
Well,
plays them?
technically, it was a trade, which I think he got the better deal, if we're being honest. But it's okay. I like to do things for my friends.
What
I
was
traded
yours? The
him-
Pale Beyond.
I traded him a nice like MIDI keyboard controller music stuff. Right there, he's
Nice.
holding it.
And he's
and
gonna
he-
buy you a game off CD keys.
and
for
he bought me
Yeah.
Windblown probably for like 50 cents, and then never played it with me. And sorry if you hear like the crazy Florida like muffler backfiring in the background, but I'm outside again. So yeah, Windblown. What I did play of Windblown while it wasn't with anyone, it was still pretty fun. It's early access, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay, you can definitely tell it's early access, but what's there is fun. Like I had fun playing it, and I really am looking forward to playing with you someday if we ever do. I don't know, maybe before it like fully releases, we can hop in. TCG Pocket, obvious. If you don't know what that is, it's a new digital mobile Pokemon trading card game, collector and battler. Basically, think Blizzard Heroes of the Storm for the Pokemon trading card game, except it's also made by Pokemon and is the Pokemon trading card game. It's just a more condensed, streamlined version of the trading card game online. And the card art's amazing, and I love opening 2 packs every day. Look forward to it. Marvel Rivals, fun. I think also to bring back Heroes of the Storm, I think the reason, Jeff, that you like Marvel Rivals and not Overwatch is the reason that like Nick likes Heroes of the Storm and not League of Legends or Dota.
Because fun.
Because MOBA game, but with characters you know and love and have histories with.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had fun with Rivals. I'm not a big shooter guy, so didn't get as into it as most. I've returned to Moria on there. Pal World, of course, I had a little time in that early on in the year with the Showboy
I
service.
was
That
watching
was a
somebody
completely
play
different
that.
year.
What
Sorry,
was
what,
it?
what just happened?
No, I was gonna say that was a completely different year when Pal World happened. Like, doesn't that feel like
You would
More
think
That was this year?
yeah?
that was this year.
Wow.
The
I
first
think I'm
half
with
of this
you.
year is separate. It's gone. It's
Like 2
separate.
years.
Yeah,
2
it's
years
way
and 1 year.
gone.
Oh,
Jump-
wow.
Jumped into a new dimension or something, huh?
Yeah.
Look
were you
out for the
saying, Fred,
Mandela
then?
effects coming. I was watching somebody play Pal World at work the other day. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I mean it's like Valheim and Pokemon, and then like you can shoot them. Like that's
And I
the
thought
draw.
I thought I had you could shoot them. I thought I heard that they were like getting in trouble. Like
Yeah,
getting
they
sued
definitely
by
got sued
Pokemon.
by yep,
Okay,
by Nintendo. Yeah. That's still kind of an ongoing thing. But I feel like it could be more. The building mechanics kind of really were a kick to the shin. You can only build within a certain radius of like your one of the things that you put down, which is like a real
Yeah.
buzzkill because it's not very big. And I wanted to make like a really cool island fort, and I couldn't do it. But other than that, it's kind of fun, but it doesn't hold on to you as much as I would like. And then Helldivers 2, that was a really fun game early in the year. And for me, I would have to go with Helldivers 2.
Good choice.
As much as I love TCG Pocket, my favorite aspect of that game is not the online battles. It's actually the card art and the collecting of cards. Helldivers 2, so much fun. I don't really have a lot to say about it other than Democracy, Starship Troopers, and the graphics are insane, and I love it, and I want to play more of it.
Or is it this way? Which way is it? Is it this way?
This way?
Because this way.
Yeah, this is Black Power, I think. This is Democracy.
I'm cutting that out. I mean, no, I'm not, because I totally. I'm done.
Discord member picks Winter Jam, and Anthony picked Helldivers 2. Anthony had Marvel Rivals as a close second. Venom had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate, which is a new, I think, up to 4-player co-op roguelike.
Yep.
Basically Hades, but co-op and Ninja Turtles.
It's fun.
Yeah, I'm very looking forward to that. I did pick that up on the winter sale on Steam, so very much looking forward to jumping in there. And then Jared from Play Along Podcast and Ben from the Dragoon Effect Podcast had Fortnite. Disappointed in you, Jared.
What's happening?
Can you play Helldivers? Is there a single player to Helldivers?
I mean, you can play by yourself.
No.
I wouldn't recommend
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
asking. Can
no,
you
there's
play-
like no campaign or anything. You would just be doing
gotcha.
the same thing you would be doing with other people by yourself,
Gotcha. Okay.
which is like significantly harder.
That's what yeah. So I was looking at getting it, and I read that if you play it by yourself, it's harder, which is weird because most games have like a adjustment if you play solo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
It's
if you
just like
did get
Sekiro
it,
when you play solo, so you'll love it.
there's
Hard.
cross play though. So if you got it, like we could all play together, right?
Yeah.
PlayStation and PC. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
so you could play with not strangers on the internet, even though
That's true.
we haven't
can
talked
play
in
with
so
friends.
long that
Chad's
I
like,
might
basically
seem like
are.
a stranger on the internet.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, if you get it, let me know. We can all jump back in. A whole bunch of us in Discord have it, obviously.
Yeah.
Next category, best mobile game. Real quick, I'll just knock mine out. TCG Pocket. It's the only mobile game I play. Let's get it over with. Nick, do you play any mobile games?
Yeah, real quick. Again, first half of the year, I'm just gonna give it the Warcraft Rumble. Only mobile game I really play, or did play. It's a fun game, and like Heroes of the Storm, characters, world that I know and love. So it wins.
Nice. Chad, do you play any mobile games?
0.
Goose egg. Nothing.
Father?
Pokemon TCG Pocket.
My man.
The only
Crush
one.
that section. That's all that section needs time for. It's
Yep.
a mobile game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. We do have
Don't
some
legitimize
Discord.
it any more than that.
Exactly. Discord picks. Venom and Jared are on the TCG Pocket bandwagon, of course. And Ben from the Dragoon Effect podcast, he was a big fan of playing Balatro on mobile. Speaking of mobile, let's get to our console picks, our best console specific games. And again, these are not console exclusive games. Just games that you played on a specific console that you really enjoyed this year. We'll kick it off with the best Steam Deck game. Nicholas, what was your favorite Steam Deck game of 2024?
My favorite Steam Deck game. I have to give it to the Pale Beyond because that thing just runs ultra smooth on it. It's the perfect, format of a game for the Steam Deck. I prefer it on the Steam Deck than PC. I wouldn't sit at the PC and play that kind of game, but laying down before bed, perfect game. Also, no issues with it on the Steam Deck as well. So, I'd have it no other way. Best Steam Deck game. Obviously, like Hades and all those games are always fun on there, but maybe they get different categories. But like true Steam Deck game, Pale Beyond.
Yeah, I always love getting like extremely stressed out before I go to sleep. It's like my favorite thing to do.
Oh, that game's so calm and relaxing.
For you, the Pale God.
For me. Yeah.
You cracked the code. You've been enlightened.
It's a fairly simple algorithm.
No, it is a really good experience on the Steam Deck. As someone who played on both the Steam Deck and PC, Steam Deck preferable for sure. Chad, did you play anything fun on your Steam Deck?
I did. I have Pale Beyond on here, obviously. Shadow Tactics, which is another game I think is perfect for the Steam Deck.
Oh yeah,
it does. Yeah, and it's cool. It's cool on the deck. And Persona 3 Reload, which is where I played Persona 3 Reload. And for my money, Persona games belong on handhelds. If you're going to get into an 170-hour game, like you need the ability to take it wherever to play it.
The store.
And I gave that, anywhere. I mean, you just got to,
the fires he's fighting.
Grinding out. Yeah.
Hold on, guys.
So I have to give it to Persona 3 Reload. No brainer for me.
Nice. So I have Shadow Tactics, but I think I have it on Epic and not Steam, which is why I haven't tried it on the Steam Deck, obviously. I'll have to double check.
Can you run
it's one of those?
Can you run the launcher on Steam Deck?
I'm sure there's some like workaround to do it. But I really want to play that game.
That's good.
I'll figure out a way.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Yeah, for sure.
Father.
Stressful. I find it very stressful, at least.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's very stressful.
Yeah, I'll have to do some digging and see.
It kind of has that old school like platformer where if you like mess up, you gotta like kind of restart and like do a lot of the same thing over again, but like don't mess up that thing that you messed up last time while not messing anything else up at the same time.
Right. Yep.
Nice.
What's that called again?
Shadow Tactics.
Tactics.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, dude. It seems like the older I get, the just less into stealth-based games I am. Like I just want to mess people up, like walk right up to their face and beat them up. I don't want to sneak around in the shadows, and especially like anything that has like auto fail sequences for stealth. Star Wars Outlaws did that really bad this year, where if you get caught, it auto fails the mission. I can't stand that crap. So
yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, you still might be able to kill them and not alert anyone. Yeah, like a couple people gotta die. It's okay.
Right.
They saw you, so what?
It's all right.
Dead Steam Deck.
What's
play
the
much
Steam
on
Deck?
I love how we all have decks though. The deck boys.
Thinking that like this
My son technically has mine.
Oh, nice. You need a new one.
That's
I
unbelievable.
know.
OLED.
Mike was trying to sell me his.
I'm trying to upgrade.
Right?
Yeah.
So
How much?
Trying to get the
new one?
OLED.
Same
Yeah.
price.
going up to the OLED.
Same price?
It's
same-
the OLED is like the middle model now, and it's like $529.
They kept the same price points and just upgraded. Like they just shifted everything over. So like the 256 gigabyte like SSD
That's now like the standard.
LED is now standard.
Yeah.
So they just kind of shifted
gotcha.
everything over, retired the base model, original one, and then slid them in, which is a really nice model. I love it.
And they recently, I mean, it's long sold out because this was like a couple months ago, but they released a limited edition white one.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was so
Oof.
clean.
That
It
was
was so clean,
yeah,
dude.
that's sick. Yeah, that's sick.
Missed
Is
that
the
train,
OLED?
though.
Yeah, is the OLED thinner or lighter in any
No,
capacity?
but
No.
the screen is slightly bigger and it has a better
Yeah,
battery
yeah.
life too.
Oh,
That's
okay,
nice.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
very
better
nice.
cooling, I think.
Yeah.
The cooling's wildly improved on it.
Yeah, that thing gets friggin' hot, dude. yeah.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is the third time I think we've interrupted Dad.
You know,
What
I'm
did you
used
play
to
on the
it.
Steam Deck this year?
I'm
the
used to
initiative,
it by
Dad.
now.
Take the initiative.
You know,
Just
I'm
say
not.
it.
I'm not.
What is it?
The only game I played was Nine Souls.
Okay.
Oh,
But
does
it
that
was- it-
run
it
on the
ran-
Steam Deck?
It ran great on the Steam Deck. Yeah.
Oh, it looks
Oh,
like a perfect
boy.
Steam Deck game.
Yes.
It's-
Yeah.
Little side scroller kitty cat platformer. Mhm.
Yeah, dude, I'm
Yep.
telling you, you guys should check out the rat version of that, Tales of Iron.
Yeah.
I like
That's
cats
what
better.
I was trying to
Tales
look
of
that
Iron is
up.
real
and-
cheap too.
Steam Deck verified.
Ooh, it's even verified.
There you go.
Nice. 9 souls. All right, good.
Richard.
Well, I mean, the amount of awards it's racking up tonight, I'm gonna have to bump it up on my wish list priority.
There you go.
So my nominees for Steam Deck Game of 2024 are Tales of
Beyond.
Iron. Just obviously talked about Tales of Iron. Dave the Diver, of course, amazing Steam Deck game. I haven't beat this one yet. I'm like 85% of the way through it, currently working on it. But that is Ruin King, a League of Legends story. Thank you, Arcane and the fall and winter sale for putting the Riot Forge games at a very deep discount. I wanted to play Ruin King since it was announced. It's a turn-based tactics League of Legends game. It's super cool. We'll just do a quick review of it. The combat, nothing really to write home about. Like, it's pretty standard. I think they like over fluff abilities and like any League of Legends player will understand this. It's classic Riot when it comes to a description of an attack is like a paragraph long. It's like, if you have like 7 stacks of wind flow and you critical hit, you will ignite and blah 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 blah, blah. And it's just like, dude, I don't care. Like, how much damage does it do? Like,
Yeah.
but outside of the combat being like pretty like standard, like nothing crazy, the story is amazing and it's considered official canon lore for League of Legends. And getting to play as some of the characters from the MOBA and seeing how they interact with each other in game and in the like pretty standard combat is really cool. And getting to see, explore some of the environments that people familiar with the League of Legends lore have only read about, because League of Legends, you play on Summoner's Rift, it's only one map. It's really cool. I'm enjoying it. Ori and the Will of the Wisps was a good Steam Deck game that I beat earlier in the year. Koromon was awesome. We did an episode on that. It was
Ooh, yeah,
an amazing Steam Deck game. And Deep Rock Galactic Survivor again. Whew, man.
Cormount was in my nominees.
It's good. Deserved it. This one comes down to Tales of Iron, Dave the Diver, or Koromon. And I'm going to have to pick Dave the Diver for this one. That was just an absolute banger of a Steam Deck game. Highly recommend that one. Let's get to the Discord member picks. Winter Jam, his Steam Deck game was Slay the Spire. Anthony from UCSS, Balatro. And Ben from the Dragoon Effect podcast, Arzette the Jewel of Faramore.
Fun name.
Yes. Unbelievable, Nick. Can't believe you.
I'm unbelievable. You should feel ashamed.
Unbelievable. It's just I just gave my thoughts on one of my picks. I'm getting flamed. in my own
Okay,
chat. Unbelievable.
The one of your picks happens to be a League of Legends game.
Shocking. All
That
right,
needle's hard to
moving
get
on.
out, man. That needle's hard to get out.
It is. At least
We've-
it's not League of Legends. At least it's not League of
It
Legends.
almost was.
It was for a
How many
short period of
categories
time.
could you honestly give League of Legends to if you did? You know what I mean? Basically half of them if you wanted to. You could.
Definitely a few.
Yeah.
More than one. It's definitely possible.
Yeah.
The next category though is the best PlayStation 5 game.
Ooh, ooh.
Dad, you have a PS5.
I do.
What did you enjoy playing on it this year?
You did play it this year. You played Spider-Man, right? With Chad this year?
Nah, that was last year.
Last year, yeah.
Spider-Man 2?
Sure.
Yeah, that was last year. That one
was,
actually
but-
was last year, I think.
Yeah, it was October last year, so it might have ran
Okay.
into a little bit of 24.
Maybe the review.
I
landed.
think I did play it in 24 as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it technically could be on this list of one. Final Fantasy 7. It's the only game I played.
Nice.
Okay. Chad, this one is actually up your alley. Big PlayStation.
This
game.
one is. Yeah, this one is. But surprisingly, I only have 2 nominations on this list.
Whoa.
Oh,
Wow.
Because, like I said, Red Dead kind of ate up a lot of my year playing. So I have Astrobot on here. This is the new,
okay.
actually won Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
It's awesome, dude. And it might look like a little kiddie Super Mario ripoff, I guess. But these games kind of were initially like a tutorial for the new console. When you would get the new console, you would go through and it would like show you all the stuff on the controller, and they were
Also
always
awesome.
like super fun. Yeah, they were always awesome. A lot of good PlayStation like lore stuff inside of the little mini games, and now this is just a full out built game, Astrobot, and it is
I didn't know it was a game. And then
fully
it won
fleshed out.
Game of the Year. I was so confused.
Yeah, yeah,
I was like,
Yeah.
the
They're
PlayStation
giving
5
that out to
demo?
tutorials now.
The
yeah.
PlayStation 5 demo? Like, really?
Yeah, it got paid. I think they noticed how popular just those little tutorials were, and they built a full on game out of it, and it's really really fun, man. And then the other game is Black Myth Wukong, and we talked about this earlier. I played it, maybe a quarter of it. Great game, but I have to give it to Astrobot.
Nice. Nicholas.
Yes, I have a PS5.
Oh, yes.
Said to
Yes.
flex on us there for a second.
So really it's between Hogwarts Legacy and Horizon Forbidden West. But Hogwarts Legacy is an exclusive, right? So it doesn't really even count. Horizon Forbidden West.
But you
though, is
played
my
it.
best.
But you played it on
Yeah.
you played it on
Right,
the-
yeah. But I give it to Forbidden West. Just because probably because of the publisher and that it is an exclusive, like it just has that PlayStation feel, that PlayStation single player top tier
that
game
polish.
feel.
Yeah,
that
that
polish. And I think because they use the controller and all the features as much as
okay.
they can. So like that's also part of the immersion of playing the PlayStation 5 game. So
Nice. That would be cool to experience. It's one thing that I'm definitely missing out on.
The
Not
tension.
having a PlayStation.
the tension and the triggers, man, on the bow. Like,
So
it's-
good. Yeah. So good. It feels great. I love that controller, man. And we'll get to in the next category, we'll get just how much I love that controller.
Nice. Oh,
Awesome.
Chad's gonna redeem his 5-minute
Oh, yeah?
card
Okay.
in the next
Yep.
category.
Okay.
I'm here
The
for it.
only technical PlayStation game I played this year was Helldivers 2, but it was on PC. But it is a PlayStation game, so I'm just going on technicalities here.
And I
that
think it's
Helldivers 2
only is it only PlayStation and PC though?
Yeah,
Or is it on Xbox? Okay.
think it's on
I
Xbox.
believe it's just PlayStation and PC, and I remember there being a massive uproar for the PC community when Sony tried to make everyone who is playing on PC create a PlayStation account and log in through that. That's the only thing that was like, oh yeah, I guess that is a Sony game, PlayStation game. But yeah, only one I played. Discord picks Winter Jam again with Horizon Zero Dawn. Jared from Play Along Podcast, his pick was Death Stranding. And Ben from the Dragoon Effect podcast, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth for the second time. I think that was his single player game of the year. But moving on to Chad's second favorite category of the Gaming Awards show, and that is the best Xbox game, just coming just underneath the best multiplayer game category.
Yes. Always a favorite category of mine. Yes. However, and I don't know that we've announced this in the slide, or if I've even talked about this. I know you guys know
once.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I know you guys know, but we haven't.
So wait, hold on. You already shocked the world with your multiplayer announcements. Is this about to be another world shocker. Premiere? Like Chad,
this is going to be more of a dagger than the multiplayers probably, because I am devout PlayStation.
Get ready.
Edit in air horns.
But I did. What are you gonna edit?
Your baby giraffe.
My baby giraffe walking. So I did purchase a Series X. I now own a Series X. The draw for Starfield just became too overwhelming for me to stay away.
Wow.
I was in a desperate need of a space game, and that was really the only one out there that I hadn't played yet. So it had to happen.
Outlaws was that bad.
And we'll get to that later. So I have on my list a couple of Xbox games, and this might be the first. This is the first year probably that I've ever had an Xbox game.
Did you get Game Pass?
I did. Yeah. So I did it. So
at least he's doing it right.
I hate Microsoft with every being of my soul. They've screwed me over in the past. We've talked about it multiple times on here. So I purchased a pre-owned Series X. So the money didn't go to them. It went to GameStop.
Nice.
And then I did Game Pass. So it's only $20. $20 a month I'm giving to these little rats. But it had to happen because all the games that I wanted to play were on Games Pass instead of buying them all separately.
Right.
Just get it. So I have Starfield on my list. I have just a deep love-hate relationship with this game because the concept of it is so cool. So cool. And we talked about last night, I don't remember what brought it up, but the NASA punk aesthetic, that's what this game is. This game kind of maybe pioneered that term NASA punk, where it's like a more realistic approach to space travel. You could see it happening in the near future. This is how it is. But good Lord, dude, has Bethesda just fallen off a fucking cliff, man? Like their games just suck. Like you can come fight me about it. I'll fight anybody. These games, Bethesda sucks now. They're awful. This game looks like literally it came out on the 360. Graphically, sucks. Absolutely sucks. Gameplay wise, yeah, that's their problem. They need to upgrade their engine. Like, give it a rest.
No, that's the problem. They keep upgrading it. They need a brand new one.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. They need a new engine. That being said, it is. I mean, I played a colossal amount of this game. There are elements of it that are very, very cool. The space travel is cool, but everything comes down to oh my goodness. Hi. Everybody's got a question.
Dad's the only one that has a legitimate question, I guess. Or pause. Stop.
I love how Chad also just raised his hand.
It's like, I don't know what we're doing.
I just wanted to see who would follow suit. A little game I like to play,
So
I did have a question, but
do you have a question? Go.
Have you played No Man's Sky?
It's really funny that you say that because I literally was playing before I got on the podcast tonight. Yeah. No Man's Sky is great if you love like Minecraft. There's just not much going on. It's a cool galaxy. They added a lot to it. I think it's a great game, but I need like a story to really suck me in. And
there's not much happening.
There's no voice at. You have to read everything. It's just not It's okay.
Okay.
The problem with Starfield is it doesn't do space travel like No Man's Sky does, where you can fly to the planet, land on the planet, get out of your ship, look around, get back in, fly out into space, fly to another planet, fly to another galaxy. This is all pretty much like cutscenes that you're doing. Any kind of traveling, you can't land on the planet. I don't even know if you can fly to the planets. It would take you like an hour to get to some of these
Mass
planets, I
Effect
think.
style.
Yeah. And as the time goes on, it gets really dry, seeing the same cutscene when you pop open your grav drive and you get the same cutscene and same landing cutscene. Performance wise, I was kind of hoping that going into this game as late as I was going to get like a Cyberpunk 2077 vibe where everything's fixed and it's perfect and it's fun. Not the case. This game runs like shit in a lot of the big cities in the game, but it fit that little, how I am with my kicks. It fit in my kick. And I'm still playing it and still somewhat enjoying it. That being said, my other game is Halo Infinite, which I popped on. I played maybe 6 hours of Halo Infinite. I also tried to go back and play the older games. I had this big plan. I was like, can't justify buying a console for a single game, so I'm going to replay all the Halo games. Sorry, Halo fans, those games do not hold up today. I can't get into them. You can't even fucking aim with your gun. Like, it's just not, I don't know, dude. Halo's dead to me, and I think that's the problem. So I have to give it to Starfield.
Wow.
And, sometimes when you make decisions in life, you have like deep regrets. This is one of those moments where I have.
I like how you trashed it for 3 minutes and they
just
do it.
Just an absurd, because I can't give it to Halo Infinite. I didn't play it enough. Halo is like, give it a freaking rest, dude. Like it's like Halo 7 we're on now. Like it's the same shit over and over. They did make it into an open world game in Infinite, which is, I guess, treading new water for Halo. But yeah, dude, everything now that I have both consoles, it affirms my position that the PlayStation 5 is freaking vastly superior. Absolutely. Even when you get on the store on the Xbox, it looks like it's in like freaking 720 or 1080. Like the store, like,
because it's just a web page.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. And it took me, no joke, like 9 hours to download Starfield. A game that would have taken 45 minutes on the PlayStation 5, 8 hours. I literally had to go to sleep like it was 1998 and hope that it downloaded overnight. That's so, yeah. I mean, all you Xbox fans out there, just make the jump, dude. Like you will be much happier, I assure you.
You should try. I don't know if they're still on Game Pass. The Ori games, if you haven't played them.
I do want to play those.
They're very good, very fun. And Gears Tactics.
So
awesome.
Just play all the Gears games.
I'm not quite ready to get off my soapbox. So give me a couple minutes here. I downloaded Gears. Definitive Edition, which is like the remaster of the first game.
Tight.
That game has got the most wicked camera shake I've ever played. Like it made me dizzy, bro. It made me dizzy. So I was like, okay, I can't play this. So I tried 2 and 3, same thing, camera shake. 4 is a little bit better, and then I think 5. Finally, you can turn the camera shake off. Now we're in like modern times in 2023 or whatever year that game came out, and you can turn the camera shake off. So I was thinking about just playing 5 and like watching a recap of the Gears games on YouTube, but Gears Tactics does have my interest.
Dude, it's very fun. And I'm not like a Gears fan, so I'm not invested, don't know much of the story, but the tactics gameplay of that is really cool. And outside of I forget how many like main characters there are on your squad. There's like 2 or 3. Outside of those 2 or 3, you recruit like party members you can rotate in and out, and those party members have permadeath. So if you lose them in a battle, they're gone. You have to recruit a new one.
That. Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, it's a very fun game, and I played through it last year. It was well worth the amount of hours that it takes to beat it, and yeah, I can't recommend that one enough.
Yeah, it's definitely on my list.
I did. It's good.
Nice.
Pretty good. I don't think it's verified, but
It's not.
it's fine.
That's
It
why I
runs fine.
asked. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I just wanted so much more out of my Xbox experience that I got. The polish just isn't there, dude. The polish on the games that you get from any PlayStation Studio, it's not there on Xbox. On anything that I played so far. I do want to play Indiana Jones. But again, like they're real like hard up on first person games over on Xbox too. Like every Indiana Jones is a first person game. Like what the fuck? Why are we whipping people in first person? It doesn't make any sense to me. Whatever, dude. Like if you're the first person guy, maybe Xbox is your console, but I'm not. So
yeah.
Okay,
Nick,
I'll step
did you
down now.
play
I
any
apologize.
Xbox games?
You know, I can take this one on technicality. I did play at least one Xbox game this year. It was a late ad, but definitely to me it deserves Xbox Game of the Year. But Age of Mythology Retold. It is on
Oh.
Game Pass, but also on PC. It's a remake, or it's kind of like a re-engineering style. That's why it's got the retold and not like a remastered. They've kind of rebuilt it to be more modern, but not take away from the original aesthetic and feel of the game. But yeah, great redo, because it's basically unplayable in the original state of it. You couldn't play it on like a modern computer without a lot of effort put into it. So if anyone likes Age of Empires but likes to throw in mythology into it, really good campaign, and a good pace. They got a faster pace than Age of Empires games typically do, which is nice as well. Kind of more of a StarCraft pace to it. Maybe a little faster than StarCraft even. So I definitely recommend it for anyone that likes those types of games.
Awesome. Dad, did you play any Xbox games?
I have a big fat poop emoji.
Poo.
All right. The only Xbox Studios game that I played, not having an Xbox, but PC, you get a lot of crossover there. Ori and the Will Wisps. It was good. Built off of the Blind Forest pretty well. Added some new mechanics. The combat was a little more in depth and a little faster. And it did all the amazing things that the Blind Forest did. Good story, beautiful visuals, very colorful. Great game if you can get your hands on it. Another really good game to play on the Steam Deck too. Discord member picks. Venom had Conan Exiles. Big fan of that game.
Yeah.
If you've spent any time in our Discord, probably heard him talk about it once or twice. Jared from Play Along Podcast had a Plague Tale Requiem, which that's the second one, right? Innocence was the first.
I think so. Yep.
I think I got Innocence on like Epic for free or whatever. But the Plague Tale games are games I've wanted to check out for a while. They look pretty crazy. Have any of you played the Plague Tales? No.
Negative.
No, I really wanted to. I want to play that, and I also want to play. I don't remember the name, but Hellblade.
Oh,
That's an
Senua's
Xbox
Saga.
exclusive. Yeah, Senua's Sagas. Those two games look really good now that I have access to them.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if those probably are on Game Pass.
I would think so, yeah.
Anthony from the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show had Warhammer Space Marine 2.
Nice.
And Ben from the Dragoon Effect podcast had EA Sports College Football 25. If that's, I don't know if it's that or NCAA, whatever. College football is all you need to know. Sad that that's not on Steam. Can't get that on PC. Big bummer, because I've been wanting to play it. Best Switch game.
Can you get Madden on PC?
Yeah.
Were you talking about college football?
I was.
Yeah, that's interesting. You can get it on. You can get Madden.
You can get Madden, but I don't know now. But originally on release, you couldn't get college football. I don't know if that's still a thing or not.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, moving on to the best Switch game. This might be a pretty short category. For me, the only game I played besides Pokemon Shield for the Pokeboys Generation Lock Season 5, the only other game I played was Unicorn Overlord. And it actually was pretty cool. I played for several hours and then put it down because I got distracted by other games. But it was pretty cool. The only downside to Unicorn Overlord is it's a turn-based tactics game. However, all the battles are auto battles. Like, you just kind of set your party up and they do their thing, which kind of sucks in a way because I like, actually choosing the abilities and targets and all that stuff. But outside of that, it's a pretty cool game. I want to get back into it at some point. But Dad, did you play any Switch games this year?
I did. Got Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Gris, however you pronounce it,
Okay.
whatever.
We'll go with
Cool
Gris.
art style, puzzle type game. Mario Wonder.
Oh, is that good?
Yeah.
It's a
a
game
good,
that the girls got for Christmas.
That's fun. It's crazy.
Because you can do co-op with that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mario and Donkey Kong, which was doo-doo. It's like a puzzle game. It felt weird. Like the controls were so wonky. And then Pokemon Sword and Shield.
You played a lot of Switch games. I'm surprised.
And I think I'd probably give it to Gris just because like it was different and it was just something about the art style and just like you could just get immersed into it and lose yourself for hours. Yeah, fun game. Nothing like outstanding or crazy. Just fun.
I think I recall Jared talking pretty highly of Gris.
Yeah.
So interesting. Chad.
So I have one game, but it's kind of a technicality. I put Tears of the Kingdom on here because I actually didn't beat Tears of the Kingdom back when it came out, and I beat it this year. Roman was like on my butt about doing another Zelda sleepover for like weeks, dude. Weeks and weeks asking me. And I finally was like, all right, yeah, we can do it tonight. Let's do it tonight. And he's like, I just want to see you beat Tears of the Kingdom. So we come up here, we lay in the bed. I had one mission left to go. So I went through the mission, took like 15 minutes. And then he was like, all right, I'm going to bed, and went downstairs. I was like, I thought we were doing a Zelda sleepover. And he's like, I just wanted to watch you beat Tears of the Kingdom. You beat Tears of the Kingdom. I was like, okay.
Nice.
So I'll put that on here since I did beat it this year.
That's funny. Oh man, Nick, I know you're a big Switch guy. No, nothing.
I don't have a Switch and I don't play Nintendo games.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess we did we give the Switch away this year, or was that last year?
Yeah, we gave it away. Joe got it.
Finally,
Yeah.
no longer a Switch owner.
Nope.
Technically.
Never opened it either. He still has it in the box, I think, too.
Oh wow. Some of our Discord members did play Switch games, and these were the ones that they picked. Venom, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate, Jared from Play Along Podcast, Legend of Zelda The Minish Cap. He played, via NSO, obviously. And Ben from the Dragoon Effect Podcast. You can always count on this guy to pick games that probably nobody's ever heard of, and maybe people have heard of this one. I have not, but he picked 8 Colors Star Guardians Plus. Something about Nintendo and having just the most ridiculous names ever. I mean, my game,
Awful
Unicorn
names.
Overlord,
Yeah.
Triangle
Strategy.
Strategy. Terrible. 8 Colors Star Guardians Plus. I mean, come on.
Yep.
It's just awful.
That's the worst one, I think.
Yeah. Let's move on to the best PC game. We're like halfway there, guys. Halfway.
Cruising now.
Yeah. Best PC game. What was your pick this year, Nick?
Me? Best PC game? Shoot, that's tough.
Valheim. All right, Chad. No.
No, it was not Valheim. Best PC game this year, and I dabbled on quite a few PC games, trying different things out. But this year, and this is another lay ad, and something I've been looking forward to all year, and it did not disappoint. But it is the early access of Manor Lords.
Oh yes.
Definitely best PC game of the year for me, just because one is a game not only that not technically only you can play it on PC, which is true, but you only would want to play a game like this on PC because it's got such a great depth to the mechanics of like a little town city management game. It just really deserves being played on the PC. And I've never seen a better foundation to a city builder than this game, because it has such great mechanical foundations and a lot of dev time ahead of it, and it's well supported. So it has a bright future. So it isn't fundamentally broken; it's fundamentally very unbroken. So the fact that it's an early access game that isn't busted and there's nothing really to fix, there's just infinite things to add. Very hopeful for it. So best PC game of the year for me.
I know you had a pretty detailed, I don't know if it was review, but just feedback when you first were playing it in Discord.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that announced, and I was like, this is definitely a Nick thing.
Yeah. You're doing a great job.
Chad, did you play anything on PC?
So I don't own a PC, so I don't play many things on there. So in the interest of not putting just the Steam Deck stuff back on there, I actually did kind of tinker around with something on PC. It's called Space Engine, and Brady actually showed me this. It is I don't even know if you can call it a game, but it's like an interactive 3D planetarium. So it's a 1-to-1 to scale planetarium of the observable universe. So anything that we know of, you can go to it in the game and see it. So all the black holes and all that stuff. So he loves getting on there and just tinkering around and looking at stuff.
That's
and he was
cool.
showing me, and it's really, really cool. And they got
better
gaming
than Starfield.
Probably better than Starfield. Yeah, probably better than Starfield. They got gaming laptops for Christmas. So this game kind of ran like hot crap on our computer here because it's not a gaming computer, and it runs really well on the gaming laptop. So it's cool to see it in more than 2 frames per second, which it ran downstairs.
That's awesome.
What's it called?
Space Engine.
Dad.
Know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've got Lethal Company, Helldivers 2, Space Marine 2, Marvel Rivals, and Project Zomboid. And my pick, I don't agree with my pick now. I'm going to give it to Rivals.
As he throws his hands up in disgust of his own.
Well,
pick.
because all of these games I freaking love, and they're so much fun to play. But yeah, I'm going to give it to Rivals.
How is Space Marines? Because I actually thought about getting that to kind of scratch my gears itch without camera shake, hopefully.
Okay, I'll tell you about my experience real quick.
This doesn't sound good so far.
So I'm very pumped about it. Looks amazing. Get it downloaded. Takes a while because it's a big game. Start it. 5 seconds of the intro video plays and then it freezes.
Yeah.
Great start. Great start, guys.
Yep.
Thanks
Also
a lot.
Great start. Yep.
And my PC it's fine. Like it plays games fine. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait a little bit, and then I eventually said screw it, and I got out of it. I'm like, I'm not gonna do this again. And then the next day, I do it again. Same 8 seconds, whatever goes by, it freezes at the same spot. It's like, I'm just gonna let it sit here for a while and think about its actions and think about what it's done. I leave. I come back and it's still stuck. But I still hear the audio. Like it's still playing. Like stuff is still happening, but my screen is stuck. Eventually, I get to the next section where you can adjust the brightness and whatnot. I'm like, okay, we're making some progress here. Good. And then I can make some adjustments with my character, and then it freezes. I'm like, okay.
It would have been
Like-
a quick ask for a refund on Steam
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
I wasn't giving up. Third time, it freezes again at the same spot. At this point, I'm getting pissed. I wait though. I'm glutton for punishment apparently. The audio is still playing. And then I finally get into the game. I see my character on the screen. It looks amazing. I was able to play it. I actually played a good chunk of it. And when it decides to play and run, it's phenomenal. The fighting is great. The combat's great. A lot of gears. It feels like gears. It feels like Helldivers. Like a bunch of these like heavy. Your character feels heavy. With all that armor on.
Yeah.
There's one part in particular where I forget what race they are, but they're like the creatures that come in. There's like a horde of them. Like, and you're just by yourself. And it's like, I think I have a clip of it on my phone, but it is so freaking cool. And then my PC got like almost caught on fire because it got so hot. So I'm like,
my
okay,
goodness.
I'm gonna save and be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I haven't touched it since. But seriously, like I said, when it decides to work, it's so fun. It's so much fun.
That story right there is why I just absolutely refuse to be a PC gamer, because I just don't even want to go through that crap.
It's rough,
but it's
especially when
it's
you know you have a good PC.
Yeah, right.
It's just not
but it's-
optimized.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of games I think come out and aren't optimized for PC, which always seems weird to me because they're built on PCs. Like the games are
Right.
like it always seems so weird to me. But it's funny you say that, because I had a very similar experience with No Man's Sky today on Xbox, where I downloaded it and I tried to load it up and it kept crashing. And I had to restart the Xbox to get it to start. I was like, I haven't had to restart a console since like the early 2000s. Like, what are we doing here?
Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Did I pick?
No, what was your pick?
I don't know. I'm
Oh,
gonna
wait.
do the-
Yeah, you picked.
Did you pick
picked
Rivals,
Rivals.
right?
yeah, I did pick Rivals. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. My nominees: Ruined King, even though it was a nominee for Steam Deck. Playing it on PC, it's not verified on Steam Deck. It plays fine, but being able to see everything on a much bigger screen, way more enjoyable. King Arthur: A Knight's Tale, which was a winner picked by Venom earlier on. This game is really fun, and I really do want to get back into it. It has like a very like 90s like aesthetic to it, kind of. Fun turn-based tactics game. You're trying to defeat a risen, a once dead but now risen King Arthur. You're building a court. You kind of operate on a Darkest Dungeon style like town hub with your castle that you can upgrade, and each part of the castle serves a purpose for your party. You can recruit members to your round table and stuff like that. There's permadeath on the characters. It's very cool game. Want to get back to it. Classified France 44, fun World War II turn-based tactics game. I haven't really played it enough, but one I need to revisit. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, much more enjoyable on the PC, bigger screen. The thing that this was a great Steam Deck game, but to get the best out of it, I feel like console or PC probably would be the way to go, just because as you progress through the levels, there are so many assets on the screen, like the amount of aliens that you're killing and all of the projectiles coming out of you, that after like a half hour on the Steam Deck, your battery is completely drained and you need to wear like oven to play it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it run, but it doesn't affect how it runs. It just sucks your battery dry and really gets that thing hot.
Yeah, I noticed that on the Persona games on the Steam Deck, just because there's so much going on, like in the combat, that they get very hot and the battery drains very rapidly.
Yeah. And then Helldivers 2, played that on PC, very fun.
When the fans get going on the Steam Deck, though, it gets lighter. It's kind of got some lift to it.
Yeah.
That's true. It's almost to a point where you don't even have to hold it anymore. You can just like,
It's hot.
I'm gonna give this one to Ruined King. It's been a really fun game. I'm excited to finish it, and though I primarily play it on the Steam Deck, and it's a perfectly fine, enjoyable experience on the Steam Deck, it's much more enjoyable on the PC. Our Discord member picks Winter Jam and Anthony both picked Balatro. Shocking. Anthony picked Balatro to win something. Venom, he chose Enshrouded. Shout out. Nick, I know you dabbled in Enshrouded this year. I don't know if you remember or not, but that was this year.
Yep.
Jared from Play Along Podcast, his pick was Sifu, actually. And Ben from the Dragoon Effect podcast picked Silent Hill 2. I actually did just grab Sifu for free on Epic, so I'm excited to try that one out.
Nice. Yeah.
Especially, dude, we talked about Secret Level last night. That was one of my favorite episodes of the season, which, by the way, I finished it last night.
I should watch that.
You should.
Did you see Jin from Ghost of Tsushima anywhere?
No, I didn't.
What the dude? Yeah. I swear that I saw him in one of the trailers for one of the early trailers for one of the episodes. So
no, I didn't.
I wish Dad was here because I wanted to tell him that there's a Space Marines episode.
There is.
Level.
But yeah, after watching that episode of Secret Level, I'm like, oh, this would be a fun game to try. And then like last week it went free on Epic, and I was like, come on, let's go.
It's great, dude. It's fun, and once you get it down, it's like it's so satisfying to do the fighting in that game because you just feel like a badass once you get the combat down.
Nick and Chad, I forgot to mention this when you were talking about Starfield, and your NASA punk space. Was it NASA punk or space punk?
Yeah,
whatever you
NASA punk.
Yeah. Where that came from was talking about For All Mankind, which Chad is watching For All Mankind now.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah. So I just had to. I'm a couple categories behind, but it popped back in my mind. I had to let
now
you know.
Chad has to finish finish all the seasons that are out, and we can talk about it.
I know. I still haven't started season 3 though, so Chad's almost caught up to
yeah.
So it'll only take me 3 more months to start it. But anyways, okay, so we just did best PC game. So moving on, we just went through all the consoles. It's time to pick our favorite gaming device of the year. I'll start it out. Steam Deck, obvious reasons. Love the portability. And it's great. Most of the games I want to play, I can play it on Steam Deck. Nick, did you have a favorite console this year?
Best gaming device for me is PlayStation 5. It aesthetically looks amazing sitting there below my TV. So still props to that company for believing that consoles should look good and be statement pieces in your room, not just black boxes that suck. Or your, or your
You don't
phone.
like giant black rectangles?
this is an Xbox, that is an Xbox. Okay, just destroy the entire idea behind an Xbox. It's fine. But yeah, PS5. But also it's the PS5. The Pro is out now, but the PS5 still holds up. It's a little powerhouse. Especially when you give games time to iron out the kinks, like I did for Horizon and also Hogwarts Legacy. There's only like a few things like on Legacy where it's like trying to load. I get it. The castle, when you understand that 100% of the castle is rendered in that game, yeah, I get it. Which is impressive. So, yeah, PS5 for aesthetics, sticking to the trueness of a console and having awesome games on it.
Chad, Xbox
Yeah,
Series
so
S.
yeah. So I have the Steam Deck, PlayStation 5, and Series X. The Steam Deck's still a great device. I just didn't use it all that much this year. And I have to agree with Nick on the PS5 thing. Like it's just aesthetically the Series X looks like a fucking mini refrigerator. Like if you just glance at it, you'd be like, "Oh man, let me grab a Coke out of there." That's what it looks like. And I have them side by side in my TV stand that has LEDs in it, and the LED just looks awesome on the PS5. And then over on it's just I don't know who the hell designed the Series X, but yeah, it goes to the PS5 for sure.
Right on. Dad.
PC.
Tight.
Nice. We had quite the coverage with us, but we cover almost the entire spectrum with our Discord members. Winter Jam voted for the Steam Deck. Venom and Jared voted for PC. Anthony from Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show voted for Xbox Series X, and Ben from the Dragoon Effect voted for the PlayStation 5. The only one that missed out was the Switch, probably because it sucks.
It just checks the box as device, and
gaming device. Switch, definitely
like
not
a step above
best.
mobile.
we're here.
Barely.
Nintendo's like, we're here.
Let's not get carried away, Jeff. Okay. All right. So moving on, best or the breakout game, I should say. So this game, is a game that maybe you had no expectations for going into, or maybe you had expectations for and it far exceeded your expectations, or a game that you didn't even know existed and you played and were like, holy crap, how did I not know this game existed? So yeah, Dad, did you have one in 2024?
Helldivers
breakout game, Helldivers 2.
Checks.
For sure, 100%.
You know, I had some fond memories of you and I trying to play Helldivers 1. And
you mean when you tried to kill me, or when you did kill me?
Yeah, there was no trying. It was
you tried
many
to
times.
you tried to do that again in the second one many times. Oh, hey, watch out! Oh,
whoops! The grenade already exploded. I'm sorry. Maybe you shouldn't carry around explosive barrels, Jeff. Okay, maybe it's not my fault.
What's this red thing? I don't know.
Um,
Pick it up and carry it around. Let me
but
see.
yeah, you know what though? That game, like, so much different than the first game.
Oh yeah.
In all the best ways.
Yes.
Chad, did you have a breakout game?
Yeah. I have 2 nominations. I have Rise of the Ronin and Black Myth Wukong, and I'm gonna give it to Black Myth Wukong just because, like I said, dude, this studio's made like maybe 3 games. Small. I don't know if they're a small studio. They haven't put out a lot of games, but just taking a classic Chinese novel, Journey to the West, and transitioning it into the video game, and it's fun, dude. The combat's awesome. It looks beautiful. I think this came out of left field for a lot of people this year, and I definitely need to get back to it.
It was a nominee for Game of the Year, right?
Yeah.
Game Awards.
Yep.
Yeah, so very, very well received for sure. Not enough to beat Astrobot though.
No.
Nick, what was your breakout game of 2024?
My breakout game for 2024. Again, shout out the Steam and or PlayStation like recaps. I need those from our streaming services so I can remember what I've watched. Really need those from streaming services because there's no good way to say like, what did I watch this year?
There is a good way. I do it. It's called Google Sheets, bro.
Come on, dude. Nobody's got time for that. But yeah, so because of those wonderful things that exist in the gaming universe, Enshrouded was really the breakout game of the year for me, just because I think that was around the time, we were definitely kind of, especially with Venom, kind of in Discord in a few pod episodes, just recapping like all the different games. I think we did the state of like survival crafting at the early in the year.
Yeah,
So,
we mentioned it.
yeah, 2024 was definitely like stacked with prospective survival crafting games, and we're kind of like really on the precipice of the end of that, or the perfection of it. But yeah, Enshrouded in all of that, I think really has stood out both in our little community, but also just in general, that game is still having updates and updates that bring people back to play it, and it keeps getting better. So just knowing the things that have come out since February when I last played it sound really awesome. When they start saying like there's actually content in the game that like advances the story versus just enjoying the world and like exploring it. It's got a good weight to it too, and a good pace. So enjoyed it far more than I expected. I think it might have saved the year from being just like Valheim for the first half, because I think it was like January Valheim, February Enshrouded domination. So I think it broke the cycle there a little bit.
I know you definitely hit it pretty hard.
I did,
but not as hard as Cozy.
No, not as hard as Cozy. He's on a different level on it. Yeah. Yeah.
He really loves Enshrouded. Yeah. All right. Good game. My breakout game of 2024. Dave the Diver. I've talked about it a lot in Discord. I don't know if I've talked about it much on the podcast. Maybe I have. I don't know. Since switching to seasonal content, it's kind of
I think you and I talked about it on an episode we did together.
Kind of hard to keep track of the different gaming endeavors that we've talked about on the podcast, but yeah, just thought it'd be a fun little fishing game, and every couple hours I was just completely blindsided by some new mechanic that I didn't even know the game needed, and everyone that they introduced added just an awesome layer to the Dave the Diver cake. And yeah, it's great. They put out 2 or 3 free DLCs throughout the year. They were pretty small but free and thematic. They had a Dredge DLC, which was amazing. They had a Godzilla DLC. Yes, Nick?
I was just thinking, I would totally be into this game if there was a co-op mode and like one person does the sushi part and the other person does the diving part.
Yeah,
cool. I am mostly interested in the sushi part, but I don't really want to do the diving part. So if you want to do the diving and I do the sushi, I think there's a co-op mode.
So basically Valheim Dave the Diver.
Yes.
I go and farm your resources for you. I mean, that would be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great game. I recommend it. It's super fun. I got Ugly Kid Joe Cross hooked on it. It's a great game. You should check it out. Definitely came out of left field for me, and every couple hours just kept throwing something new at me. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I thought this game was amazing before this, but now it's even more amazing. Discord member picks. Winter Jam had Warhammer Space Marine 2. Venom had Last Epoch. Jared from Play Along Podcast had Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy game. Terrible time to get the hiccups, by the way. Anthony had Balatro, and Ben from the Dragoon Effect Podcast had Silent Hill 2. The inverse of breakout game, I guess wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Maybe
I think so.
One of the inverses.
Yeah.
this category, we're gonna talk about the biggest flop for us for 2024. So, game that disappointed you the most. Maybe you were excited, got in there, and you're just like, why am I even? Why is the console still on?
Mm.
I'll start. Chad, this might make you sad, and I apologize.
Do it.
But for me, the biggest flop of 2024 is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh my god, dude!
I know.
Gag, bro.
And I warned you. I warned you
Oh
guys.
my gosh!
Chad has played
what?
like 280 hours of Red Dead.
Yeah.
What
this
are you
year.
doing?
I know.
Where did you get to? Let's start there.
Okay.
How far did you get into it?
This needs to be an episode.
Not super far. Played maybe like 3, 4, or 5 hours.
So you didn't even get out of the
Somewhere around
mountains.
Did you get out of the
I made
snow?
I made it to like the first little town area, like
Okay.
the camp outside of town. The flop has nothing to do with the quality of the game. The flop has everything to do with the overwhelming nature of the game and my ability to like push through.
It's not you, it's me.
So
It
it's
is.
How
you.
you? It's me.
It's me. Maybe I'm the biggest flop of 2024.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah,
might.
dude.
No, it's funny. It's funny that you say this though, because the first time that I played Red Dead Redemption 2, I remember finishing it and being like, dude, I don't feel like I really had any fun playing that game at all. It wasn't until my third time through the game where it just sunk its claws in. So not as
Maybe-
offensive as it sounded
Maybe
at first.
Chad just has Stockholm syndrome at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
It,
Like,
it is
only
really
took me
heavy.
700 hours in this game for me to
Yep.
finally like it, but
It's really heavy on the like 1899 simulation. Like
Yeah.
you have to be really into what's going on there. Otherwise, yeah, you're basically living a second life, which Chad did this year.
I did.
How's your family? Are they okay?
Yeah, they're great.
Okay.
Yeah.
You went to work. Okay.
I'm lucky that that is one of the few games that Kirsten loves watching is the Red Dead games, and she's
Oh,
actually the one that's like, I wish you'd play Red Dead again, and I was like, all right, well, I'll re-download it.
my
And then
arm.
yeah,
Ooh.
nice. Yeah. But no, some of the things that like the extreme detail, like I loved, but also this is what caused me to not love this
Scared.
game. I go into the shop and like the fact that the UI for the shop is just flipping through the pages and like looking at the items in a catalog.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. Or I could like walk up to the shelf and every item's like individually there. That's awesome. But also like I don't have time for this.
I need
There's-
help.
There is so much, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can sit at my computer for the required
didn't get-
amount of
you-
hours to like actually enjoy this game.
You didn't get to like the chores part of the camp or like eating the stew like at
Oh
camp
yeah,
and
dude.
like
it's
I
it's a
did-
game. It's a game that it demands that you give it your all 100%. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You just got to
Yeah.
get sucked into it, and nobody does immersion like Rockstar. Like once you get to a point, you get so immersed in that game because of just all the little details, like all the little things that are going on. But if you can't give it your 100% attention and you're just running from mission to mission to mission, it's probably not that great of a game. You have to be fully committed.
Yeah. But that was my pick. Nick, we'll circle around to you. Biggest flop of 2024.
my biggest flop of 2024. Yeah, so I did have a game that I finally got after some waiting and fired it up, and it just did not hit like I feel like it should have, and that would be the Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria. It just did not click. It didn't feel great. Also, my experience was I have gripes against the approach, how they set it up. Like survival crafting, like I play Valheim. I like a painful experience at times where you get punished or you have to earn your way back. The way they approached it, it just did not click. because I made a mistake, and like you would in open world survival crafting games. But like the way this mistake came about, I consider it more of a bug, and like basically I had to restart kind of bug, and like it's really upsetting.
Oh, geez.
So yeah, and just the way they approach different mechanics and things like that, it's a good game, but it was definitely a flop in my mind.
Yeah, I feel like that's
should have been
one.
way better.
I think that one's one that you really need to play with someone else. Like
Yes.
2 or 3 people to like fully enjoy.
Very
But
laborious.
I could see that because I thought I would enjoy it way more than I did. So that could have been a nominee for me for sure. Though I do like how you could repair the structures. I was just running around with my little hammer restoring the halls.
It's got a lot of redeeming qualities for sure.
Yeah. Chad, what flopped for you, bro?
Yeah, so the game, I have one flop, and it is Star Wars Outlaws. Man, this one hurts me because I've been a pretty big champion of not all Star Wars games have to have lightsabers in it. And this is like the first big one at least. And when I heard that Ubisoft Massive, who made the Division games, one of my favorite shooters of all time, is making a Star Wars game, I was like, dude, this is going to be awesome. And they just really shit the bed on this one. I believe that it has been patched up and fixed, and they've reworked some of the elements. The auto fail stealth stuff, I think they have eliminated, but it's just not fun to play. And it ran like shit at launch. I don't know if it's better now, but it's just, I mean, maybe someday I'll get back to it. I did play a good chunk of it before I got to the point where I was just like Mike said, like, why am I playing this game? Like, and it was, and it might have just been in a weird time zone too, because it was in the middle of my Red Dead fiasco. So I was playing Red Dead for a colossal amount of time before Outlaws came out, switched over to Outlaws, and it's just, you can't compare the two games. And then I eventually went back to Red Dead after. But yeah, dude, it's just probably the biggest flop of my lifetime, if I'm being honest with you. I can't think of a game that flopped more for me.
Does this make like sense? But like, I haven't played it, but like, it looks and feels all the way from the cover to the gameplay like an Xbox game. Is that offensive to say? But that's
no,
just like
it's probably highly offensive to a certain demographic.
Yeah, I think you're on point there because it doesn't have the polish. It is just, you know what it feels like? It doesn't feel like an Xbox game. It feels like a Disney game. That's what it feels. If you've ever played any Disney games throughout, that's what it feels like. It just feels like
the
Star
Kingdom
Wars
Hearts, by the way.
with a, what'd you say? Kingdom Hearts. I'd say that you can't lump that in there because that's Square
the Lion
Enix, so.
King.
Yeah, it just
Aladdin?
feels like any of the crappy PS2 like Spider-Man games or any of the licensed games that came out in the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. It's just very basic and okay. And for telling a story about the Star Wars underworld, it's not very dark. Like it should be way darker, and that maybe would have made it feel a little bit better. But I'll eventually get back to it.
Dad, did you have a biggest flop?
Not really. I
mean,
mean,
one half the things he bought.
I think you got to give it to Space Marine, right?
Yeah, Warhammer, right?
Based on my experience with it not loading and freezing, that part sucks. But the gameplay is great.
Yeah,
like I can wait for it to be optimized and run better. So we'll see.
Okay,
I'll let you guys know.
There's a secret level episode for Warhammer. I don't know if you heard me say that for Space Marine. You want to check that out? Yeah.
Must be nice to not have a biggest flop of the year.
Didn't really play a ton of games.
Our Discord members had some flops though. Winter Jam and Anthony both picked Concord. Which
Yeah.
has to be like the definition of biggest flop.
Oh man, yeah.
Game comes out and then like a month later the entire studio shuts down.
Dude, they just gave up on it so quick, man.
Yeah.
So quick.
Never even heard of it.
Which
Yeah,
speaking
exactly.
of Secret Level and Concord, there is a Concord episode of
Oh,
Secret
is there?
Level.
Oh man, bummer.
Rip. Venom picked Predecessor, which I agree with that. That's basically a third person MOBA that came out this year. Jared, he said Sonic Spinball. Fun story about Jared. He's having quite the journey playing through like every Sonic game that's ever been created. So that kind of explains the Spinball pick there. But yeah, go join the Play Along Podcast Discord. He's got a channel chronicling his Sonic journey. And Ben from the Dragoon Effect podcast, his biggest flop was Still Wakes the Deep, which is funny because another Ben from our Discord, also host of Play Along Podcast, just posted in their Discord like how much he loved this game, Still Wakes the Deep. So yeah, dueling Bens here. But moving on, we only have 3 more categories, guys, and then we're gonna touch on the gaming goals to close out the episode. But next up is the most slept on game. Is this a game that you think has not gotten enough attention? You played it, you loved it, and you want the world to know about it, but nobody seems to know or care. So this is your chance to get out on the rooftop and just scream, you must play this game. So with that said, Dad, what was your most slept on game of 2024, bro?
I would have to say Lethal Company to a degree. It does have a bit of a following, but I feel like more people need to play it because it's an outrageously good time. It's goofy.
You streamed that a little bit, right?
Yeah. With Chloe and Pat.
Yeah, you guys had some.
It's so much fun. It's a co-op horror game. You're scavenging abandoned moons, collecting pieces to send to the company to get quota. And if you don't reach quota, you get thrown out into space from your spaceship and you die. You get fired. So, nice. And then you get to start all over again. But yeah, it's so fun.
Nice. Chad.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give this one to Rise of the Ronin. Actually, I think this is the premier samurai experience currently. It might be overshadowed by Assassin's Creed when it comes out, which is starting to come together and look kind of sweet. But yeah, Rise of the Ronin, man, the combat's on point. The customization's on point. No arrow quivers, of course. You can customize every little piece on your samurai down to the belt that he's wearing, which is awesome. It's one of the appropriate time frames for samurai that I think of when I think of samurai. And it's just a fun game, dude. Ridiculously difficult at times, maybe even rivaling some of the hardest bosses in Sekiro. And yeah, dude, I just had a blast with it, and it flew right up under everybody's radar. And there's a lot of people standing up and saying, like, you need to play this game. It is it's a blast. Love every minute of it.
Nick?
Rise of Ronin is $50 for the digital deluxe edition on PlayStation Store.
Nice.
Down from 80. So yeah, most slept on game. I think this one, by the numbers, like, we verified it as a legit slept on game, based on the Steam reviews. But The Pale Beyond,
good pick.
Definitely a very slept on game, like most thoroughly. No one knows about it.
Not even a single walkthrough. Yeah,
not a single walkthrough. Apparently I need to make one.
Yeah, except for the old Showboys Patreon.
Yeah, Yeah, the Showboys Patreon. I will guide you.
I found one. It's the only way I got through the game.
Oh, did you really?
Not well.
Nice.
Oh, you got through
not
it.
well. Yeah.
I said I got through it.
Yeah, that's right.
I survived.
Not a good walkthrough.
Yeah.
Not a good.
Everyone was dead, but I survived.
Yes.
That's right. Good choice. Yeah, I agree. Pale Beyond. Everyone should go play that game for sure. My most slept on game, in all caps, Dave the Diver. Talked about it enough. Go play it. It's amazing.
Dave the Diver.
Yeah. I mean, come on, look at my Steam icon, dude. That's Duff from Dave the Diver, dude.
Duff.
It's amazing. Our Discord member picks Winter Jam said Elite Dangerous. I actually tried playing this game the other night. It might be cool, but dude, I couldn't handle the
Very
space
deep.
flying.
Yeah.
I
Very
was just
deep, I
like-
hear.
I was just like literally like spinning in circles, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Yeah.
But he loves it. Venom, he picked Endless Legend. Jared picked Indivisible, and Ben picked 8 Colors Star Guardians Plus.
Extra.
Our penultimate category here, most overrated game. Doesn't need much explanation. Nick.
Oh, you're gonna love this. So another one that I'd been a long time coming for me to try. And really nothing against the game. It's a fantastic game, but Timberborn. Definitely I get it. It is overwhelmingly positive because it is a fantastic game. But it doesn't have anything that's too overly special other than like you're really attracted to Beaver Town. You know what I mean? Like, unless like, beavers that you can build buildings in like 3 dimensions and like run their little hive. That's really about all the allure it has. And I kind of found like a weird lag in like the tech advancing through it. Like there's definitely like a weird gap after you get like established before you get to like the higher end stuff. So yeah, fantastic game, but I think it's a little overrated for sure. People on Steam just love little busy beavers running around.
Yeah. Chad, what was your most overrated game this year?
So this might actually have been my most overrated game last year. I tried it again this year, and I still think, dude, that Alan Wake 2 is. I'm just not jiving with it.
I love when
think it
Chad
won.
doubles down on opinions.
Yeah, I think it won Game of the Year last year. I don't know, dude. I've tried multiple times to get into this game, and I can't do it. So that's the only one really that was overrated in my mind this year. So,
all right, Dad.
Nothing's overrated.
Everything is perfect.
Nothing's slept on.
Nice.
Nothing's a flop.
I didn't play enough to find out.
That's fair. That's fair. My most overrated game that I played this year, God of War 2018.
Oh. The one that won Game of the Year in 2018.
dude,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I mean, like it's fun. It's a perfectly fine game. But not enough to hold my attention. I mean, like I
Same.
played a decent chunk, probably similar to the time I put into Red Dead. And I enjoyed what I played, but not enough to continue playing.
Yeah.
I got easily distracted by other things and never finished. So
Did you beat the first boss and quit? That's what I did.
That is a
what's-
cool boss fight, at least, though.
It is. It's very cool.
Which one is the first boss?
The
It's
tattooed
been
guy,
a
the very first.
while.
It's like
Oh,
the very
yeah.
beginning of the game.
out behind the
yeah.
house, like
Yeah.
by the cliff or something? Like it's sweet.
Yeah, that was really, really cool.
I think it won purely on the. I mean, obviously it's a good game, but I think it won also on the mostly for the notion that it made a pivot from a hack and slash
Hmm.
You
So
know,
like a
almost
prettier hack and slash.
to a linear RPG, hack and slash.
Yeah, it
with
took
some
a
moves.
it took an established character that was like a non-character. He had like no character. Kratos was just like the dude that you played as, and turned him into a character. I want to love that game so much more than I do, dude. I just don't like it.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the actor coming out of retirement, hitting a blockbuster, and everyone's like, "Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.'s awesome."
Yep.
It's just the de-arcading like God of War into like a Naughty Dog project, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a game I started and I want to finish. I just don't know.
You just don't know why.
I can will it up, Discord member picks Winter Jam said Deadlock. The next two really hurt my soul, so I'm gonna try to get these out, but it's gonna be painful. Just know that Venom and Jared, you guys have deeply hurt my heart. Venom, most overrated game this year was Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Nice.
Oh, that was hard to get out. And Jared's most overrated game this year was Pokemon Infinity. Man, that's just.
They did that on purpose. Just to.
I thought we were friends. I mean, we literally started a Pokemon podcast together, and this is what you're gonna do to me. It is what it is, though.
Yep.
Hey, everyone has their opinions. Anthony, he said college football 25. And Ben from the Dragoon Effect podcast, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And we're down to our final category, Game of the Year, the most important category, guys. Dad, I know you played a lot of games this year, and you have a lot of opinions on the games you played this year. So why don't you do us the honor of kicking off Game of the Year 2024? What one?
Bought 30 games, played 5, beat 0.
Hashtag
Well, to be
accurate.
To be fair, a lot of the games that I bought you can't beat. You just survive a little longer.
Honestly, we'll get to that in gaming goals, but I feel that.
I'm gonna. Jeez. It's really between Rivals and Helldivers too. I'm gonna give it to Rivals.
Okay.
Just had the most fun with it. Have the most fun with it.
That's the only thing that matters. Chad, your game of the year.
I 3 nominations: college football, Black Myth Wukong, Persona 3 Reload, and Rise of Ronin. And it's gonna go to Persona 3 Reload. Dream come true. Happy with the studio. Happy with everything they did. Can't wait to see what comes next.
Nice. Nicholas.
Oh, Horizon Forbidden West. Like,
I love how every time that it gets to you, you seem surprised that I'm asking you.
I kind of am. I haven't really cracked
2 hours in, still surprised.
Yeah, your code, how you pick. Yeah, great game. It's the one. Game of the year.
Horizon Forbidden West. Nice. I still need to
go
go back
into that in the middle of the year. Like, it's
good.
good.
You were saying like it was hour per percent. Is that ratio still holding up?
Yeah, if you try to complete as much as you should without because you can over complete to where you're like, I don't have that skill yet. Don't do that. Like, that's a mistake. You're just wasting time.
Is it a skill? I don't know if that's a skill.
Yeah. So if you tactfully complete as much as you should from where you're at, you'll realize halfway through the game that the game starts and you have enough to potentially finish a quarter of the game so far. It's weird. It's weird math, but there's just so much. But I got halfway through and I was like, oh, now the game's starting.
Yeah.
And you don't even know it.
Yeah.
You're like, I just played 1 point, Zero Dawn and a half. Forbidden West has now begun.
Jeez,
Go.
that's awesome. I need that's on the list, the watch list for sure. I still feel bad about the attempt I gave Zero Dawn. I really rushed through that. I wish I would have spent a little more time in there. It's a good game though. My pick for game of the year, I went full on Anthony, and should be no surprise, Dave the Diver. They got DLC coming soon.
Oh boy.
Heading into the jungle, baby.
Jurassic Park DLC.
Yeah, it's gonna be some weird sushi. Our Discord member picks though. Winter Jam picked Helldivers 2. Venom picked Enshrouded. Jared picked Strangers of Paradise. Anthony picked Balatro. And Ben picked Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
Nice.
So there you have it. Our gaming awards, our What's Playing awards for 2024.
Crushed it.
Let's close out the episode with our gaming goals. I won't spend an incredible amount of time on this. I'll start here. A quick review. My gaming goals I didn't have too many. My first one was simple: chip away at my massive backlog in Steam. I even made a shelf in Steam for the games that I wanted to do. A massive failure. Absolutely massive failure. I don't know. I maybe beat one game from that shelf. Like Dad was just talking about, the majority of that shelf were roguelikes because of Hades. The previous year had so much fun with Hades. I'm like, I gotta play more roguelikes. Problem is, unlike Hades, most of them are not really beatable. So I wasted a quarter of the year just playing games that I can't beat because it's not possible. That threw a wrench in the backlog. Plus, CD keys always throws a wrench in the backlog. My second goal was to play Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Failed. Though I almost started this game back in November, but thanks to Steam's Black Friday sale, I bought Ruined King and started that instead. And I'm loving it, so I don't regret that decision. But I almost unawaringly completed this. The other goal was to explore some emulation on my Steam Deck, tackling some non-Pokemon like Game Boy games or Switch games. Excuse me. I can't say that I achieved this, but I also technically didn't fail. I did start a playthrough of Advance Wars and got a pretty decent amount into that game. I still need to finish it. But on the other hand, I downloaded a ton of ROMs on the PC that I can easily transfer over to the Steam Deck. Those being Advance Wars 1 and 2, Chrono Trigger, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Earthworm Jim. Shout out if anyone's ever played that game. I love that game. Final Fantasy Tactics, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, Golden Sun, Link's Awakening, Minish Cap, Lost Vikings, Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, Super Mario RPG and the Legend of the Seven Stars, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. So I downloaded a bunch of games. I didn't play any of them. So big fail on that one. My second to last goal was to record 4 to 6 seasons of Pokeboys. Failed. We only did 2 seasons last year with 2 interstitials. One of them, though, was pretty cool. We did a community battle to end the season. That was super fun. But yeah, didn't pump out as many Pokeboy seasons as I was hoping to. And the last goal, my pipe dream for this year, was to try to start streaming again. Big fail. Did not do one single stream. But not to make excuses, but I don't have an office anymore. So streaming games from my kitchen is not really ideal. So, yeah, which by the way, I'm absolutely freezing.
Yeah, I
I'm
can tell.
Bundled up under this massive blanket. Yeah, so to wrap up my 2024 goals, an absolute failure. I did not really accomplish a single one. What about you, Dad?
I am equally a failure. So I had play more Valheim. No Valheim. Play and finish the games I own.
We know how that one went.
Yep. Less games, limit purchasing, improve completion rate. Nope. Continue working towards making a game. Nope. Beat Sekiro or
technically true though.
What?
I mean, that's not technically true.
Give it a halfie.
Oh, okay. I have these. Beat Sekiro or beat Tsushima. No.
Did you start either of them?
Tsushima, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
You can start it, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I put beat. I put beat one or the other or both. Make Patty gaming content. Nope. Red Dead Redemption 2. Nope. And then I really wanted to make a Pokemon D&D campaign. Nope.
Not a complete failure. You started something.
Yeah. And the last, which I actually did, stream more, which I did. I did a bunch of Lethal Company.
Good job.
I did a series on Showboys Gaming called The Misadventures of Fatty.
Yep.
Which Project Zomboid. Super fun.
Funny videos.
I would like to do that again. So yeah, that was 2024. Big fat failure.
More successful than me.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Chad. How'd you do?
Yeah, rough. I had
Rough for the Showboys.
I wanted to play through all the Yakuza games. Didn't play a single one of them, let alone all 6 of them. I wanted to play through the original Persona games, which I don't have access to, so I don't know why the hell I even put that on there. I wanted to keep up with playing the major releases this year. I think I did do that. I had Persona 3 on here, Rise of the Ronin.
Yep.
The only one I didn't play that I had listed on here is Infinite Wealth. I need to get to, and Assassin's Creed Red, which it was still Red back then, and it got delayed, so unfortunately couldn't come through on that one. Final Fantasy Remake. 7 Remake I wanted to get to, and the sequel to that game. Didn't get to that. I did play a little bit of Final Fantasy 7 Remake, but not enough to even have an opinion on it. And then getting back to games that I never beat: Lost Judgment, the Yakuza Detective spinoff, Hogwarts Legacy, which came up a lot tonight, Cyberpunk 2077, which I did get back to and beat, and Alan Wake 2, which I tried to get back to and couldn't do. So and then I had some Showboys goals on here that I failed epically on. I wanted to build another walkthrough for a game like I did for Sekiro. Still want to do that. I got a boom arm now, so I can like sit in my recliner instead of on the floor like I was when I did Sekiro. Just got to find the right game. I'd love to do one of the Persona games. That would be like maybe a year-long undertaking.
Dude, yeah, that'd be like the biggest walkthrough ever.
It'd be a huge walkthrough. Do a playthrough for Spider-Man 2, which I do think I'm going to do this year at some point. I was waiting for New Game Plus to come out. It's out now. And then my last one was venture into VR a little bit more, which I did not.
Okay. Nick.
Yeah.
Overall, pretty big failure on my goals. But
Nice.
I will say the most important one was a resounding success. I haven't done the math, but I'm pretty confident I'm pretty close on these. But it was play games I own and or purchase less than 100 on Steam and 100 on PS5 separately. And I do believe I've hit those benches.
Nice.
So I'm very proud of my game purchasing. Really only toward the end of the year I purchased games, probably up until the 3/4 way mark, like really until Black Friday, autumn sale. I
Yeah.
maybe purchased like 1 or 2 games throughout the year. So that one I did well on and was a success. This one's funny. So I had complete Assassin's Creed Odyssey on here. It was in my PlayStation recap. It was the first game I played in 2024. Never again. So did not complete that game. The platinum on Origin still have not. There's just like a few like pesky trophies out there that just might not be worth getting. I don't know. Like they get really weird in that game. Complete Horizon Forbidden West. Did not complete it. I completed the first part of that game, which is a lot. So partial success there. I'd say 54 hours in the game isn't anything to like discount. That's a lot of
No,
hours.
it is.
That's a lot of hours.
Build Epic Mountain Fortress in Valheim. Unachieved. Perhaps started. Mike and I think started the idea of that early in the
Yeah.
year. But more importantly, I was at 490 hours in Valheim when we made our gaming goals last year. I am at 502. So only 12 hours
Hey.
added to Valheim this year. That's
Wow.
1 a month. That's good. That's really
You
good.
cracked 500 too. That's awesome. I'm gonna
Yeah,
check my
also-
hours real quick.
Cracked 500, but also did not put another 100 into it. So I feel good about that. Last of Us Part 2, I started it. So I guess that's kind of a win. I didn't say complete. It's just on the list. So I don't know what I meant by that, but I did start it. Complete Age of Empires 4. Did not do that by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm sorry, Chad, but Sekiro for Chad continued. I did not continue Sekiro in 2024.
Yeah. Dude, we might
Uh-huh.
want to look at Last of Us Part 2 as a play along because the
Oh,
new season's coming out in April. So
Yes.
I would
was thinking about that,
like you
making
guys
my
to
new
play that
goals.
game first. Yeah, I would like you guys to play that game first before you watch the
Mm.
show.
I'd play
Unless you
that.
guys have differing opinions on it.
Is that out on PC yet?
I
to
believe
be.
it's either coming or is out. Yes, I think I saw something about it. I believe so.
Okay. Have to add that to the.
April 3rd, 2025.
Oh man,
Wait, Last of
That's
Us
cutting it.
2 remastered.
that's the remaster of it.
No. 20. Oh, our favorite website, $26 for a PC,
Nice.
Very nice.
58% off.
very nice.
Oh wow, I only have 399 hours on Valheim. That doesn't make sense.
We
Only 399 hours. Dude, I played 274 hours of Red Dead and it took me like freaking 7 months of the year
Wow.
to accomplish that.
Yeah, that was just January. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, that game's been out for what, 2 years, 3 years?
21.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
going on 4
Actually, we're
years.
coming up on its 4-year anniversary, I think, here in
Yeah.
February.
No, it sounds like Nick was probably the most successful of us this year. My 2025 goals. I probably have the same amount, but I think it's more obtainable. The first and most important, I'm gonna try to follow Nick's successfully achieved first goal, and that is to beat and finish more games from my backlog that I actually own and not buy as many games. We'll see how long I can do this
Oh, dear.
because man, I just love a good sale on a game. And yeah, but you never know. In 3 years, dude, I might really want to try out Splintered Fate, but I got it like half off. So
But it's free by then.
I know that's the problem. I've run into that
Yeah.
at least 5 times this year. But yeah, that's the most important. My number one goal is to actually chip away at the games that I own and try not to add many more. The problem is, man, I added a free game like bot to our Discord
That doesn't count. Free is
and
free, man.
Prime. I know, but man, it just explodes my backlog. because like between
Well, you had
that,
them all like a maniac.
Prime Gaming always has like a bajillion new games every month for free. Epic's handing out games like every week.
Dude, this market's so saturated. They need to stop.
No. But yeah, so that's most important. Second goal is to do one Pokeboys season per quarter. So you slam out 4 fun Pokeboys seasons. That seems totally doable. But we'll see, because I said
About to
that
start
last
one.
year. We are about to start one. We have started
Technically
one.
2.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Which leads into my third goal, which is to put out the TCG Pocket League content, which yeah, we are starting a league for TCG Pocket, and
Surprise.
it's been very fun. We're underway. We've got some stuff already recorded and a lot more in the works, and Dad's been slaving away behind
Some
the
sick
computer.
graphics, man. I have no
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, it's been super fun, but I'm excited to release that stuff. And then last, to find a fun community type game to play with the Showboys and Pokeboys, like Discord community we got going on. I'm not even talking about like creating content or streaming. Like, just find a fun game that we can all play. Like, Helldivers was early in this year. Valheim's
Shrouded.
been, yeah, just something we can pop in, play, hang out with some of our people. It's always a fun time. Nick, I know this is the very end of the episode, but just so you know, I go clockwise or counterclockwise. So like you went last time, so now you're gonna go
What?
first this time. This is how we've been doing this the whole episode.
I had
The
no
secrets
idea.
are revealed.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so sometimes
I actually
you don't-
didn't pick up on that at all either.
Yeah,
if I'm being honest.
it's been
I thought you were just
great.
randomly.
No. It's been very consistent, except for one category. Like I
Where
think
you
it might have
totally
been
forgot to ask me.
the Xbox
Oh.
one, I want to say. But Chad was just so excited to
And
like
he's totally
talk
ignoring
that
me right now.
he went first. Yeah,
Yeah,
wait, what?
Yeah, you did
Yeah.
skip over Dad for the
Um,
what was it? Slept on? Or no, it was something you skipped over Dad for in this episode.
Dang.
That's all right. I'm
And he
I'm
just
used to
sat
it
there
by
like
now.
a quiet little boy.
I'm
Quiet little good boy in the
I'm
corner.
sorry. Yeah. So Nick, what are your 2025 goals?
Yeah. So 2025 goals. I got basically 3 categories: completes, starts, and continues.
Okay.
So complete Forbidden West, which I think is doable. I need another. I'm coming due for a very solid session on that game to really kind of get through the second part of the story. Complete Hogwarts Legacy. I am 60% through that game. Not a problem there. The game is not hard by any means, but it is fun. So I'm not too worried about that one. Complete, this one's going to be the tricky one. Complete Last of Us Part 2, but maybe not if we make it a point to do it for the pod. So maybe that could be a nice, easy win. And you should all put it on your lists, and we can actually all check something off of our list for once.
That would require me to buy a new game, though. You're making me fail.
Oh,
One
yeah.
of my goals.
Oh, man. So conflicted.
Yeah.
Start and complete Assassin's Creed Mirage. That's a short game. So I'm pretty sure I would hope I would start it and complete it. So I better start it. It better be good. And it's short. So good luck, whichever studio under Ubisoft made that one. This one's easy. I might even complete it, but start Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I've never played Black Flag.
Oh,
Yeah, watch out how you say that, bro.
So yeah, I
It's
picked
good,
that up
man.
on I think the winter sale, because I was buying, what was I buying? Mirage and one other game. I was like, oh look, I'll pick that up too, because it's like $5. Can't
Oh,
go
did
wrong
you get
there.
Mirage?
Yeah, I got Mirage.
Oh, nice.
And I have Black Flag now, so looking forward to that. And then, that's what I also got: Mass Effect Legendary Edition on the PS5. I already own it on the PC, but I've decided I'm not going to play it on the PC. So I've now spent $10 on that game. So I just remember that being a console game in my mind. So I'm looking more forward to revisiting that on the console.
I wonder if that's verified on the deck. Sorry.
Good question.
I'm going to look it up.
I don't think it is. And if it is, I don't want to install it because it's like over 100 gigs.
It is massive.
Continue Age of Mythology Retold. Just because that game's fun. And I want to get through that campaign. And there's new campaigns that they've added in the retelling of that game. So, and it's a weird bonus. I don't know why I'm keeping it here, but I really want to finish AC Odyssey, at least in terms of like the story. And then eventually Valhalla, but like those two just keep slipping away, especially with Japan one on the horizon as well. So lots of Assassin's Creeds to play this year. We'll see how I do.
Very nice. Yeah, just looked in Mass Effect Legendary Edition. It's playable on the Steam Deck, not verified though.
Small text is one of the items.
Yep. Chad, what are your goals for this year?
So I'm going to roll a couple over from last year. The Spider-Man walkthrough / playthrough, I think would be sweet. New Game Plus is out. Like I said, that's what I was waiting for. I'd like to entertain the Persona walkthrough, which would be quite the undertaking. So maybe Reload is the way to go. It's a little bit smaller of an experience, not hours wise, but as far as content. And then get back to some games that I started this year and I didn't finish. Hogwarts Legacy, I would like to get back to. Black Myth Wukong. I started to replay Grand Theft Auto 5 in preparation for 6. I'd like to get back to that. And then, and these always parallel really bad because this has got the potential to be a very big year for games. My next one is to maintain every major release playing. We might get Ghost of Yotai this year, Grand Theft Auto 6 this year, Assassin's Creed Shadows, obviously. Even though I'm pretty convinced that Grand Theft Auto 6 just doesn't even fucking exist. Like they're just showing like CG footage that they made up.
I saw a good meme. It was the first trailer and it was
The last
Arthur Morgan, like when you first start the game. And then it's like Arthur Morgan by the end where you're roughing your beard's really big. And that's like the teaser trailer too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally 2 years.
My next one is to get Nick to play Assassin's Creed Shadows at launch with me. So now you have to play it because I put it on my list and you're going to make me fail. But yeah, I think Shadows, for all the drama that's going around on the game, all the stuff they put out over the past couple months looks so sick, dude. So I'm actually getting really excited about it. 34 days away from it if it doesn't get delayed randomly again. And then I want to kind of keep up with what's going on with Ghost of Yotai. Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, which is Naughty Dog's new game, space game, sci-fi game, looks kind of sweet. The Witcher 4, Onimusha, Virtua Fighter, Ninja Gaiden, all these things that were announced at the Game Awards that don't have release dates but look somewhat complete. So we'll see if any of those make an appearance. And then I would like to give, and this might make Mike a little happy, I would like to give a little more love to indie games this year. I feel like I play basically all AAA titles. Nine Souls is on that list. The Precinct, which is a indie game, it's like a top-down police simulator that looks really sweet, like old school GTA top-down police, where you're playing as a cop in what looks like a fictional New York City. And then for my final two, I would like to try to get the platinum on Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. I attempted this years ago and I missed one trophy that would have caused me to go back and it just irritated me, so I stopped. And then replay The Last of Us Part 2.
Nice. Dad, do you have any goals set for yourself this year?
Nope. Guaranteed awesomeness.
You can't fail.
You can't fail.
You
never
miss
strategy.
the shots you don't take.
The Precinct does look pretty sweet.
Oh,
I
dude, it
just
looks.
looked it up.
Look up some gameplay. It looks fun.
Yeah, there's one someone's playing live right now. They're in a helicopter.
Yep.
Of course they are.
It oh, it's not released yet.
No, it's not out yet. 2025.
I do have some goals. Hold on.
Oh wow, that does look really cool, Chad.
Play/beat more games that I actually have, and the ones that actually can be beat. Buy less games, more SPG content, more fatty episodes. I would also really like to make a game. I rolled that over from last year.
Do it, man. Just do it.
Play Windblown with Mike.
I like that goal. We could easily check that one off the list
Yes.
at any time.
I'm with you though too, Mike, about playing more like community games. Like that would be fun.
Yeah, man.
I'd like to improve my completion rate because it's been in the toilet for the past 5 freaking years.
Yeah.
Um,
I wasn't gonna bring that up, but you know,
it's my own
I have
fault.
to get those numbers up.
I gotta stop buying games. And I'd really also like to make this Pokemon D&D campaign a thing. That would
Do
be really fun.
Do it. You have people wanting to play.
I know.
That's awesome. We got some stuff to shoot for this year. Mr. Tim Bicycle from the FSF Podcast. One of his gaming goals he mentioned in Discord was to 100% Helldivers 2 Steam achievements. He's sitting at 31 of 38 achievements, so pretty close.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Hopefully we were able to add some games to your backlog with the awards, if you haven't played them already. And we'd love to hear your winners for these categories and the gaming goals that you're setting for yourself for 2025. So make sure you leave a comment here. You can join the Discord. Head over to patreon.com/showboyspodcast. Sign up there. And unlike last week, I will actually end the episode. So,
well done. Well done.
Thank you guys for listening, and make sure you subscribe as we get ready to start up our Severance Season 2 coverage. It should be a fun time. You guys have anything else you want to say before we close out here?
Good job, Mike.
Oh, thank you.
Democracy.
We'll see you next week.
No one cares. No one actually cares.
That's what someone that says GIF would say. Yeah, or
Yeah.
GIF would say. Yeah.
Do you even know? You don't even. Never mind.
It's GIF.
Yeah, I bet Jeff spells his name with a G too.
Yeah.